welcome to something that might be a problem. We're here doing the emergency vehicles section in just the regular vehicles thing in Gmod. So, uh, as you can tell by the title and the strangely, large amount of errors here, uh, my computer is about to crash. Shit. Forgot to get rid of this stuff. This might help. Basically, once we look at a car, we'll drive it into the river and then probably immediately delete it so that the game isn't lagging like it's about to crash. Although it's not exactly doing that, but you know, it could possibly get there. And I meant to delete these things, but okay. Why can't I? Okay, click there. Aha. Oh, something broke. Oh god. And then, of course, this thing over here. Dang it, come on. There we go. Alright. So, good god. Okay, so first we have the 1940 Ford Coupe police car, which, you know, is basically just a 1940s Ford police. And obviously it's not making it over. So there we go. So most of these are police cars or emergency-related vehicles, but most of them being like legitimate police cars. And we'll go over exactly which ones I can't see. So we have the 1957 Chevy Bel Air police car, which, you know, is sort of like the classic, like, 80s police car, like the one that you'd see in movies in the 80s. Like, you know, Blues Brothers. And of course, here's the classic, the 2011 Ford Crown Vic Police, and then the B&B one, whatever this one is. I don't really understand the difference. I don't understand the difference between these two. We also have the undercover, and then the undercover B&B, whatever that means. Again, because I still don't know what that means. Like, I don't really know what the difference is. But yeah, so I'm gonna just throw. Yeah, that totally worked. Okay. So we also, as we remove more of them, next up we have a van, basically. The Ford, or the 2016 Ford Police Interceptor Utility, which is basically a Ford Explorer, but, you know, it's probably made for the police, essentially. Whereas probably previous ones were not really necessarily made for the police, or just in general. But, you know, there you go. We also have the BMW M3 police car, which doesn't exactly have the best design ever, considering you can see where everything is, and it's a little too high up. Like they took the model elsewhere and screwed it up. But here's something that I'm quite glad is working, the Bugatti Veyron SS Police. Well, this thing is, you know, it's really not as quick as it should be. It's a shame that because they found it difficult to make it so the game would be realistic. Or this car would be realistic. Oh, okay. It actually made it over. assume I'm gonna make it through the... Oh, whoops. I screwed that up slightly. Well, I mean, it almost made it through twice. There's not a level of endurance or anything. Next we have the unmarked SS, or the unmarked Veyron. At certain parts of the river it can make it through, but not others, as it turns out. Okay, so here's our first error. The Chevrolet C5500 ambulance, which, you know, obviously decided to not show up today. I don't think I can really delete it, so the errors are going to stay around. Next we have the Cadillac Escalade Sheriff, B&B, again, whatever that means, along with the... Oh, what? Oh, so it's the lights, I guess. So it's blue and blue, whereas this is R and B, which is red and blue. This is the other one, the Escalade Sheriff. So red and blue compared to blue and blue. And then we have the Cadillac Escalade Unmarked, which, you know, looks like one of the president's vehicles, in a way. That type of thing. So, you know, it's a Cadillac Escalade, just, yeah. We're not going to worry too much about that one. So we have all that. Okay, so here we are at our next error. The Kaizen fire truck. So I have no idea what this is. I've never actually seen it before. But it is something that I can look up, because I haven't thought about that until now. Kaizen fire truck. Ah. Thanks Steam Workshop for giving me a picture of it. It looks very much like your sort of stereotypical fire truck, which is fair. I mean, makes sense. But of course, I can't see it in the game. Here we have our first, like, fire vehicle, the Chevy Blazer Fire Department vehicle. So, you know, it's a Chevrolet Blazer. I mean, not really the greatest vehicle. You'll see that sometimes. These things just like to go sideways while underwater. It's very weird. We also have the police, or the Chevy Blazer police vehicle, but of course it's the same thing. So, yeah. We also have one that's not an emergency vehicle, the Chevy Impala Taxi, which is, you know, which is an Impala, which, you know, basically relatively similar to the... Wow, that surprisingly made it all the way over here. Somewhat similar to the Crown Victoria, except for, you know, a Chevrolet. Here we have the Chicago Police Chevy Suburban, along with the unmarked one right next to it. So, you know, it's a Chevrolet Suburban, which is quite a huge thing in this game, and still can't make it through the water. Yes, it's always fun. And then we have yet another one, which I don't know why I just did that, you know, because sometimes I just don't think. Okay, now we have the Dodge Charger 2012 Police, which is this one right here. You know, ooh. Why do cars surprisingly make it far? We now have a bunch of the same vehicle again. So we have the Dodge Charger 2015 HC Police. I don't know what that means. Okay, whatever. We also have the 2015 Pursuit. And then the 2015 RT Police SGM with a nice QR code there. Let's get a good view of that so you can scan that to your liking. Apparently, I don't know if it'll actually do anything, but and then we have I believe another one, the 2015 Undercover. So these are all the same one. So yeah, there's 4 of this thing. Which again, I'm really surprised. Ooh. Alright, and then, of course, like the last few, we delete the next 3. Because they're the same thing. Alright, we also have some more Dodges. The Dodge Charger SRT-8 Sheriff, the SRT-8 Sheriff red and blue, obviously. And then we have the SRT-8 unmarked. Yes. So it's relatively similar to the last one, just, I believe this one is a little bit older, more like 2008 type. Slightly earlier. Well, like, almost 10 years earlier, but quite a, at least earlier. Next, we have the Dodge Monaco Police, which this is the sort of basically the Chevy Bel Air police car, but slightly newer. And I was definitely wrong before when I said that the Bel Air was the sort of Blues Brothers car. This makes a lot more sense. But yeah, that is the sort of stereotypical, like, 60s, 70s police car. And this is very much a stereotypical, like, 80s police car. So, yeah. And then, of course, the lake test, or the river test. So now we have another error. The, where is it? The Dodge Ram 3500 tow truck. But, obviously, again, that doesn't work. Here we have an interesting one, the Ford Capri police car, which is an actual police car, but, I don't really know sort of like 70s, 80s police cars in Britain, so, I mean, it could be, if that's like an actual thing right there. This thing. I do like a Ford Capri. Next we have the Ford Crown Victoria taxi, which I don't understand these ads, but some very weird ads, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's a New York City taxi and that type of thing, It's a Ford Crown Victoria, which we saw this earlier, but this time it's a taxi. Oh. Dang it. Okay, next. Oh, we have a regular one. A Crown Vic unmarked, so I'm just going to skip that one. But next we have 2 that don't exist. So we have the, where is it? Oh, the Ford Explorer Fire Department and the Ford Explorer Police. So yeah, these don't quite like to work, but yeah. However, we have a bunch of trucks now. So we have the Ford F-150 fire truck. So it's basically just a Ford F-150, which just also feels more nimble and favorable, but that's in across the water. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. Like how it can actually make it across the water. Let's go. So it's a little bit deeper, I guess you would say, and a little bit more of a weird angle. Okay, so then we also have the police version, the F-150 police. Then we have the F-150 utility sign, which it has a sign on it so that you can, do things. And then the regular utility one, which is, for fixing things. Like that one is for fixing things basically, but, it has a sign attached to the back for closing off roads and whatever. Oh boy. Oh, that was alright. So next we have the Ford F-350 fire truck. I guess it doesn't really have the paint of the fire truck. Is it doing the thing where it's like, hey, I have all these weird skins? It definitely is. Why does it not have like a all right, well, apparently this is supposed to be the fire department one, but it's not really working out that well. This thing is very much like an actual F-150, as in it's extremely slow. Although I will assume that the 150 from the F-150 here is a little bit newer than this one. We also have the police one, and then the utility sign and utility ones are over here. So of course you have the utility sign and the utility one. Okay. Let me just, take the extra time out of your day to go back and forth and delete all these. Because, that's the most important part. So we also have the same thing, but a little bit more modern, the Ford Raptor SVT. So we have, of course, the fire, the police, the utility, and the utility sign. Again, relatively the same thing, but it's a Ford Raptor this time. So we'll take this one, and it doesn't really seem to want to get through the water like the original, the 150, but, this thing is slightly lower than that, considering it is the SVT Raptor. So, some more cars we don't have access to. So we have first the GMFD Ford Explorer, which this thing was the GMFD, but I don't remember what that said. I'm probably Gmod Fire Department. Then we have the GTA 4 tow truck and the GTA 4 fire truck that also haven't shown up. Next we have some GTA 5 police cruisers. So we have the Cruiser 1A, 1B, 1C, and Cruiser 2. So obviously this is a Crown Vic, and this is a modern Ford Taurus, probably. Because that's the police car. There's a pole. Obviously these are all the same. There's probably some relatively similar. I mean, they're probably like basically the exact same. I mean, obviously this one has lights on it, that one doesn't. The other one probably has something else weird. I don't really know. But we're gonna remove them. And then of course we have the Taurus. The second one. This one is sort of more modern one. Which, unsurprisingly didn't make it through the water. We also have the Holden HSV W427 police car, along with the spinning police car, I guess. I don't really know. It's purple. So the regular one, which, surprisingly made it quite far. We also have, of course, this spinning one. This one's in a right-hand drive, whereas the last one was somehow in left-hand, which I don't understand. That's why it's spinning. Let's remove this from the water. That's why it's a spinning one. It's a little bit slight, but if it was quicker, you'd be able to understand it a little bit better. Possibly possibly do donuts in it. Of course, that doesn't happen because it doesn't have any amount of speed. But you know, who would want to give any of these vehicles any speed, make them anything like the original? So we also have the Hudson Hornet police car right here, which, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure this was never actually a thing, but someone was like, I want to make one based off of the Cars movie, even though he wasn't a police car in that. Which wasn't that a Chevy Bel Air police car in that one? Anyways, we also have the Hummer H2 ambulance, which is the Transformers logo on the side of it, so obviously you understand where that comes from, or the Autobots logo, which somehow doesn't make it across the river. I mean, this thing is quite tall, so generally the taller vehicles make it across. Being wide doesn't help. So we also have the Jaguar, oh god, the Jag XFR police, and then we have the SEG version, whatever that means. Oh, I ran into a pole again. There's a tree in the way. So of course this doesn't make it across because usually cars will very much struggle to make it across the river. And then of course this is the same thing. We also have the Lamborghini Diablo police car and the undercover version right next to it. So, you know, it's a Lamborghini Diablo. It's pretty sweet. Of course, it's not going to make it. Okay. I think I pressed the wrong button, but who cares? And of course, you know, the undercover one, which we also have. Next is something quite interesting. So we have the Lexus IS300 Rozzers, which is, you know, the Top Gear one. You can see the that's the Top Gear one, which is pretty funny. Well, I think it's the Top Gear. I don't remember. That was a long time ago, and I don't have a chance to, or I can't watch it. And I can't watch Top Gear anymore unless I were to buy the DVDs. So, thanks BBC. Anyways, that doesn't matter. So we have some Mercedes Sprinters. So we have the box truck, the LWB ambulance, the LWB police, the SWB ambulance, the SWB police. Oh, that's it. And all 5 of them are errors. So that's wonderful, isn't it? Next we have the Mitsubishi Evo X GSR police and the Mitsubishi Evo X police. So one of them's just the GSR version of the Evo 10, and then one of them's the regular version. But they're relatively the same, I assume. So, yeah. So we got something slightly interesting here. So this is supposed to be the mobile command truck, but it decided that it didn't want to show up today either. So, yeah. Yeah, it kind of decided that it didn't want to show up today either. Or at least, you know, most of it. We also have a Nissan Skyline GTR R34 police car, which again is the same like skin problem, as in it doesn't actually have skin. This thing also is quick and also doesn't want to turn, as it turns out. But, you know, what do you expect? We also have yet more Ford Crown Vics. So we have the New York Police Department Ford Crown Vic and the New York Police Department Ford Crown Vic well, and whatever that means. Which, I mean, it has different lights on the top of it. But I don't really know if there's much of a difference. So, yeah. Just gonna throw them in the water and see what happens. Well, at least one of them. Uh, okay, so then that's that for the Ford. Then we have some more that didn't work. Unsurprisingly, NYPD Ford Explorer and NYPD Ford Explorer Red and Blue both didn't work, which is nice. Next is the NYPD Impala. So, another Chevrolet Impala. This one's a little bit newer than the last one, which was quite a bit ago, but it was still. How? What? How did this thing make it through the water? Sort of. Oh, alright. Well, it almost made it. Okay. Next is the NYPD Toyota Prius. And then there's also the unmarked Impala, which I kind of forgot. Okay. So yeah, the Toyota Prius. There was some wheel spin on that. Why? Yes, so it's the Prius police car, which... Why? Anyways, something slightly different here. The POP-50 police car, which is really just a POP-50, but it's, has some police lights on it, which is certainly the way to do it, as it turns out. Ay. They basically did nothing to it, whoever designed that. We also have, to round out our stupidity collection, the Porsche Tricycle police car. It in fact does have a Porsche logo on it. Can I get... Oh, come on. There we go. Yes! I am not dressed for this job, as it turns out. Real question is, why am I still Indiana Jones? I think I'll have a new skin before next time. I love how it still can't run underwater even though there's no engine involved in the situation. Whatever. So we have another thing that doesn't work. The Rat Rod police car, which I feel would be pretty cool. But we have finally an actual fire truck that works. So we have the Scania fire truck. Which is the sort of probably more... I guess it kind of works. That just full on just cross the water no problems. Okay, that doesn't help. You kind of need momentum to go across the water, which is kind of one of the issues with it. That it isn't just, pure like survivability by the car. It's like you need more speed to do it. In a way. Well, just to sort of survive the drowning a little bit better. Anyways, we have... Oh, God. Why am I so tired? That's a problem. Anyways, we have the Seattle Police Ford Taurus something. Yeah, just the Seattle Police Ford Taurus. It's a very light type color. It's just kind of there, I guess. We also have the okay, so we're missing a vehicle. The SWAT van, which would have probably been cool to see, but apparently no. We have the Volvo S60R police car, which is, it's missing some textures, but it's interesting. It's a little bit different. Somehow made it through the water. Okay. Some of that's probably due to momentum, but Oh, okay, there's a few bumps. This thing's suspension, maybe not the greatest. And then, before we go to the last police car that we have, so we have the WSP Ford Explorer. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't exist in the game. Now, the last car that we actually have is the Volkswagen Golf Mark III police car, which is quite an old vehicle. It doesn't have the best looking paint job, but it's, the things in the back just look weird to me. But of course it's just a Golf. So, That is it for the emergency vehicles section. Next time we will be starting with these Kirby guy vehicles and then moving on as we see fit. Again, and yeah. Wow, I'm tired for whatever reason. Anyways, yeah, like I said, we'll be back with that once I clean up this mess of errors here. Yep, it's always nice when there are errors. It's always nice. Yep.